Hi guys, so if you love Christian Dior, anything Dior, you can't have failed to have noticed Dioriviera and all the buzz around it the last few years, and especially this year. I noticed my whole kind of Instagram feed was like filled with these gorgeous pictures of all the Dioriviera pop-ups, but there's a few ways in which the name is used. So the first way you're probably used to hearing Dioriviera is with their new Eau De Parfum. It's a really popular summer fragrance. I'm going to review that later. There's also the Dioriviera Summer Capsule collection with all of the beautiful clothing and accessories. And then there's obviously the Dioriviera pop-ups and boutiques and the Dior spas. So I wanted to kind of review each and every one and kind of explain the differences between each and what each one involves. So the first one, and probably the one I love the most, is the Dioriviera Summer Capsule Collection. It's by Maria Grazia Chiuri, and this year's is very different to last year's. So the Dioriviera collection changes from year to year. So I'm laughing because I was trying to struggle to get my words out and the years and everything out. So the 2022 Dioriviera collection was very neon and bright. It was a lot of bright pinks and blues and oranges. The 2023 Dioriviera collection was a lot more feminine and muted. It included the pretty pink and grey toile de jouy print, as well as the classic navy and white, navy and cream. So they call it Dioriviera Capsule Collection, but it's actually quite extensive. It has things like their famous book totes, the D-light bags, the sunglasses, the accessories, including a yoga mat. It has their shoes, including the Dior suedes. It has the headbands, it has bikinis, it has swimwear. So there's actually quite a lot in it. And there's also a homeware selection in Dioriviera collection, which includes things like their pillows, candles, and a beach umbrella. So Dior is probably most famous for their toile de jouy print. This one is the toile de jouy sauvage, and it's the pink and grey is new for 2023. And as much as I loved the navy and white, I think it's very classic. I really like this for the summer. And obviously it has things like the tigers, giraffes, and monkeys. And when they have the Dioriviera pop-up boutiques and things like the Beverly Hills Hotel pool, then when they took over there, the furniture, the decor really brings the animals in the toile de jouy print to life. So they have these huge life-size giraffes and tigers and monkeys in what looks like sand. It's a sand-like texture, but it's not actually sand. Obviously, that would collapse. But they're supposed to be these fleeting pop-ups, boutiques in these glamorous locations. Think Saint-Tropez, think St. Bart's, think Ibiza, and obviously Beverly Hills. So they're just really fun way of shopping, and they're just so beautiful. They are really different to an original kind of Dior boutique, and the shopping experience is just the same. So I've been kind of collecting the Dioriviera Toile de Jouy collection, and I started, my first thing I actually bought was the jouy slides. I did a whole review on those. I'll do a quick overview in them. Are they comfortable? They're comfortable for a beach vacation shoe. If you're walking more than a few miles, probably not. I tried to wear them on a city break around Croatia, and honestly, after kind of like doing 5 miles in the heat and humidity, they did start to rub around there, and I did get blisters. For walking around the pool, grabbing some cocktails, they're great, but they're not going to be your hiking shoes. So those are really good. Classic investment piece. I really like tying pieces together. So something on the shoes with the bag. So if you don't do the whole bag, if you have an original kind of like medium Lady Dior bag, I tend to use the scarves to wrap the handles, mainly because it's lambskin and it helps protect them. I've got another review on the Lady Dior as well. And another one, I just think they're very versatile. You can use them as neck scarves. You can use them to tie around your wrist. You can actually use them as a shoulder strap instead of the leather one to convert, just to tie in the print. And then this is the newest thing I got from the Dioriviera collection. It is a silk headscarf. I'm going to give you a close-up. So obviously it has the toile de jouy print on there with the tigers, and then the back for a better fit is elasticized, elasticated, however you want to say it. So there's loads of ways you can style this. On vacation, because it was windy, I was tending to slick my hair back in a bun also because it was really humid and my hair just frizzed up. And then kind of now I wear it more, rather than just being with swimwear, I kind of pop it on with everyday wear, especially when you've got roots. It's really good at hiding roots, or if you've got bangs or a fringe that are growing out, it's really good for kind of keeping that down. I do find this runs a bit big though, so what I have been doing when it's windy is kind of folding it and then using the large hair grips to hold it into place at the back, just so it doesn't go flying. Because at this cost, you really don't want to lose it in the wind. So let me put this on. If you've already done your hair and makeup, really simple tip to do is just put a silk scarf over your face so you don't get makeup on it whilst you're slipping it on. I feel like headscarves or bandanas are very personal. It kind of depends on the shape of your forehead and your face, where you want to place them. You can kind of wear them quite far forward, covering the ears. You can slide them back. You can also, if you wanted to soften up the look, just use a little tail comb, something like this, and pull some hair forward and out just to kind of like really soften it, make it a little bit more feminine, because the Dioriviera 2023 is kind of a lot more feminine and girly than some of the other years, and I really like that about it. I also like this as kind of a retro look. It's very classic and old school. So the 2023 Dioriviera collection was really all about the pink and grey toile de jouy print. It was over the prettiest dresses, all over the bags and the shoes. What I really like about this is I think it's a beautiful colour for someone that's not too bright, and obviously pink was really in this year, but I don't think it's going to date. You can't actually buy this Dior book tote. It's a VIP gift. So people are like, why am I showing you this? I wanted to show it to you because I wanted to show you the pink and the actual colours kind of in person versus just in a picture. So I actually, because in my wardrobe, I like to kind of have everything on display. I use a lot of bag stuffers and things so they hold their shape. It's actually a soft tote. So this is more actually what the actual book tote would look like in the collection. But I've put a shoebox in here, and I really like to keep my bags organized. So I normally always buy not just for shape, but for organization, the bag stuffers that go in them. It was off Amazon, the grey Weymouth bag, easy. So what I really like about this VIP gift is it folds up. So that means if I'm going to the beach, I can use my kind of Chanel de Ville bag. For traveling, as I like it as a travel bag to carry on, as it holds so much. But at that price point, I'm always a bit nervous about just leaving it by the pool or on the beach unattended. This I don't worry about so much, and it also folds up really nice and small. You can throw it through the washing machine. So really, really good everyday bag. But I just wanted to show you the print. So it has different things printed depending where you are. So if you're really into collecting Dior, you could go country to country and get the ones, because a lot of them will have the country on, like Ibiza or Mykonos or Saint-Tropez. So it was kind of a fun way of collecting this. And then this is a color scheme that they had at the Beverly Hills Dior pop-up on their pool lounges, on their beach umbrellas. It was just, and also at their spa, they had a temporary spa there. So just a really, really cool print. So I really, really like the capsule collection this year. I'm interested to see what they do with it for 2024. So like I was just starting to say about the Dior spas, they tend to be temporary except for in a couple of hotels in Paris. But they had a Dior spa on a river cruise that went down the Seine in Paris. And they also had Le Jardin de Rêve, which was the spa at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So the Beverly Hills did really well this year. I mean, it's the right area and right market for it. But I'm definitely tempted to try and check out one of those next year. Okay, let's check out the Dioriviera Eau De Parfum. So I just have a little sample of the Dioriviera by Christian Dior. It's really supposed to convey the love story between Christian Dior and the French Riviera and be very summery. So I'm going to pop this on, tell you kind of my original thoughts on the scent, and then we'll come back in a couple of hours and see how it's kind of changed on my skin and if we're still liking it or not. Wow, okay, florals hit you in the face with this in a really good way. I mean, it is like that instant summer, really, really floral and bright. It's sweet, but it's not sickly sweet. You know, some perfumes have way too much vanilla, and it's just, I'm not a vanilla fan, as you can tell. This doesn't. I smell kind of like summery Mediterranean flowers. I'm thinking like jasmine and lilies, and oh, that is beautiful. So I want to see if it changes over the next 2 hours, see how it sits and wears and changes on my skin. But right off, it smells like summer. It smells expensive, which it should be for the price. But let's see how this sits. So I let the Dioriviera settle for a couple of hours. It still smells like I first sprayed it, and it's just as strong, so it's really long wearing. I will say that about it. Now what's interesting is I read the fragrance notes now, which says rose and fig. Now I don't pick up either of those. When I first sprayed it, I was getting all the white florals, which I'm still getting, but now that they've said rose, I can smell the rose in it. So it's weird how our perception changes when you know. So I try not to read the notes before I spray something because I don't want to be biased, but I still love it. Like the rose doesn't bother me because I get more of the white florals through it, and I really love that about it. I'm not picking up the fig either. I am definitely picking up the summer vibe. So it smells like summer in the Mediterranean. It's a beautiful perfume from day to night. Can I justify how expensive it is? I don't know, but if you're not worried about the price point, I think it's a really, really beautiful perfume for the summer. So I hope that answers all of your questions about Dioriviera, from the pop-ups to what's in the collection, to what the Dioriviera perfume smells like and if it's worth the money. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm going to link everything in the description. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe.